This summer, Wonder Woman showed that Warner Bros. Still has the ability to make great movies with their vast library of incredible characters. The current DC Comics movies have been met with mixed reception from fans and critics, and out of all the ones slated to come out, the one that seems to not be able to get off the ground is The Flash. Several directors have been attached and have left the project multiple times over the past few years, and with San Diego Comic-Con right around the corner, plus the rumor that Back to the Future director Robert Zemeckis is the frontrunner to direct the movie starring Ezra Miller as the Scarlet Speedster, we could be on the right track. However, with the current success of the Flash TV show on the CW now heading into its fourth season, are general audiences going to care at all about a movie starring a character they can already watch on TV? I would hope not, because out of all of DC's roster of superheroes, Flash is one of them that deserves a great standalone movie, and here's how I think they should approach it for the big screen. First of all, what we know is that Ezra Miller is cast to play Barry Allen in the film, and with him set to make his starring debut in Justice League later this year, we know a few things. Ezra's take on the character seems to be a guy who keeps to himself, and has perhaps been operating as the Flash for some time now, but he also seems to be a fun, energetic personality based off his interactions with Bruce Wayne. We see one glimpse in the trailer of him meeting his father Henry Allen in prison, so it's safe to assume that this version of Barry is still one haunted by the death of his mother when he was a child. For this movie to work, we need to remember one simple thing. Who is Barry Allen? Obviously, we know he's a forensic scientist that was hit by lightning and became the superhero known as the Flash, but to make audiences care about this version after being so used to Grant Gustin's portrayal, we need to differentiate how this Barry goes about his journey. He needs to be a well-defined character in a completely different way from the show, but still similar enough that it doesn't alienate longtime fans of the character from the comics. A well-defined character is one with clear motivation, growth, and a personality. We can assume Barry's motivation is solving crimes and trying to understand what killed his mother. His personality is already clearly well defined in the Justice League trailers. This Barry Allen is awkward, funny, and is likely going to have a lot of humor in his own flick, but what is going to make this character grow throughout his movie? Rather than give you a specific beat-by-beat pitch, I've narrowed this down to a simple idea that can be used to write a great movie about the character. In Robert McKee's book on storytelling within screenwriting, he had this to say: "True character is revealed in the choices a human being makes under pressure. The greater the pressure, the deeper the revelation, the truer the choice to the character's essential nature." Barry Allen is a character who's motivated by the tragedy in his life, and uses his ability as a forensic scientist to solve crimes and his ability of super speed to protect Central City as the Flash. What we see from this is Barry is a guy who is trying to do so many things at once. He's likely being pulled in so many different directions in his own life, and as a result, this is why he locks himself off and is seen in the Justice League trailer as needing friends. Already we can empathize with this, and this can be what drives his character. And through growth, he would learn that in order to overcome his obstacles in Central City and his own life, that doing too many things at once won't solve anything, and that he needs to slow down once in a while. You could start off with him taking down a criminal in Central City, maybe Captain Boomerang since he's already been established, but then he realizes he has to go and work on another crime scene, and that can be what sets off the momentum of the movie. Make it a murder mystery with a superhero. The Flash TV series is great, but I don't feel it shows off the forensic side of Barry as much as it could, so by focusing on that as a core, this can be where the movie stands out. Think of movies like Hot Fuzz, Lethal Weapon, 21 Jump Street, or any other cop movie, and use elements of that genre mixed with time travel and sci-fi, bringing in the Back to the Future element that makes it fun. Now, obviously no superhero movie is complete without a great villain, and for that you need someone who can challenge Barry Allen, and also a fresh spin, since we've seen many of the villains on the TV show already. For sake of this video, I'm going to use the Reverse Flash as an example. The show often gets criticized for using too many speedsters, and I can agree with that, but we need to remember how important the Reverse Flash is to Barry Allen's character. Here's how I propose a new take. Reverse Flash is the culprit of the crime that would take place in the beginning, and to make it different, I would combine multiple traits of each Reverse Flash from the comics. We could have a character from the future who wants to make Barry Allen's life hell, like Eobard Thawne. You can also add the element of needing a personal tragedy to make yourself a better hero, like Hunter Zolomon. And I would also add in elements of the more recent speedster in the comics, Godspeed, by having this version of the Reverse Flash pose as Barry's friend and partner within the CCPD. But to truly make this fresh, no one wants to see a generic Skybeam ending. I would keep the stakes personal between these two characters. And the third act would take Barry Allen to a place that he has never been yet in any of the shows. The future. We've never seen Thawne's timeline in the show, so that adds a fresh element and allows this movie to go to new places. Plus, Barry Allen seeing how he's remembered in the future could add more growth to his character, making him realize that he needs the people in his life to help grow as a person and become a better hero. Now, you don't necessarily have to do that, but it's one idea. Barry needs a villain that pushes him to his limits, and that could also be replicated by using the rogues and having him go up against multiple villains. We've seen them individually in the show, but we've never seen a full rogues team up, so that could also be a fun way to have all these different villains pulling Barry in a million different directions. You could also still have the murder mystery or crime spree element here that keeps it a cop movie at its core. The point is, to make a good Flash movie, you don't necessarily have to do something huge like Flashpoint. You can just make it a story about Barry Allen and make it the best one you can. All you have to remember is who that character is at his core. What drives him? What makes him want to be the Flash? Give him flaws, make us care, and give him an antagonist that pushes all those buttons. Have him grow as a person throughout his journey and make us relate with the choices he makes, leaving him a different person at the end. Superhero movies I feel that have done this well are Sam Raimi's first two Spider-Mans, Iron Man, Nolan's Dark Knight trilogy, Batman 89, Superman 78, Kick-Ass, Ant-Man, and a lot more, but you get the gist of it. Wonder Woman's success this year proved you can still have a character-driven superhero movie, and whoever they announce to direct The Flash, I'm sure they can do that too.